Imagine you are a researcher. You don't just want to explain problems but the strengths that people need to develop to deal with the problems. You simply want to understand how psychological capital works in different contexts. So what do you do to measure psychological capital, or let's call it PsyCap, for a scientific study? Do you create a new scale from scratch or will you adapt it? Now, here's where it gets interesting. Dr. Anirudh Siddh Ganesh designed a multi-context template to measure PsyCap of 4 items called Short Adaptive PsyCap Scale, let's call it SAPS. It is freely available in the International Journal of Psychology Research Volume 8, Issue 3 of year 2026. The SAPS is not rigid. It's flexible. You can use it as a self-report to measure individual subjective experience, a dyadic self-report to measure shared experiences, or an other report to measure individual's perception of other person. You can adapt it using 6 simple steps. Let's see them one by one. First, let's take just one item, hope, and see how this transformation happens. Then, you define the situation. In this demonstration, let's take example of problems in life. This context becomes your anchor. It should appear everywhere. Your title, your instructions, and your items. Next, choose the perspective and replace the subject. Now ask yourself, who is speaking? If it's the individual, use I. If it's a shared experience, use we. If it's about someone else, use them. In this example, let's use my spouse or any target person. In the items of hope and efficacy, use the secondary word he or she in the space for subject within sentence. Now, align the verbs for grammatical clarity. Use am for self-report, are for dyadic self-report, and is for other report. It's a small change, but it keeps the scale natural and readable. Next, refine the sentence structure by adjusting the verb forms, remove s in self and dyadic forms, while keep s in other report. This needs to be done for the words keeps in hope, expects in optimism, and recovers, returns in resilience. It ensures grammatical accuracy without changing meaning. Lastly, let's depict ownership. Who does the experience belong to? In self-report, use my. In dyadic self-report, use our, and in case it's other report, use the appropriate one from his or her or their. This step subtly shifts the psychological lens. Finally, pause and reflect. Does the item still capture hope? Is it clear? Natural? Consistent? Because adaptation should not distort the construct. Now, let's see what we've created. The same item transformed into a self-report version, a dyadic version, an other report version, all measuring the same construct, but from different psychological perspectives. This is the power of SAPS. You're not just using a scale. You're adapting it to fit context while preserving its scientific integrity.